Want to hear something funny?
What's that?
LeBron James had 10 points last night. 10. Want to hear something funnier?
LeBron sexual still praise him?
Well, yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. But want to know what's even funnier?
What's that?
The Lakers lost by 30.
Minnesota's just that good. And you know what? Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! That seal. That
Every time.
damn. Now I see why you laugh
time.
every time I play the open and that seal pops up. Thank you,
Yep.
Cole Johnson. Off we go on a Tuesday. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This hour is presented by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. And yes, it's 180 minutes today. Let me start with an apology for yesterday because I had a lot of people text me and message me and ask what happened when they didn't see me on air for the second half of the second hour. Well, when I laid back in this chair and got a few minutes of rest while the commercial was rolling, I had a headache slam into me. And I didn't realize it until Victor, bless his heart, called me about 5 times. And then Droid called me. And then the big dog called me. And I looked and I said, why did I miss all those calls? Then I realized what happened. I was able to finish the show. And I want to thank you, Shane and Droid and Victor, for flying into the rescue. I really appreciate you guys, but I am doing better. And I promised we would extend the show. Couldn't do it yesterday because I was just so tired. Paul Wilson has a super chat for us. He says BGS tax for you, but giving him his due respect. You know what? I do it also, man. BGS is a godsend to us. here at the show. And Paul, you are a godsend to us here for that super chat. Thank you. We want to get more super chats in. The super chat lines will be open. And I'm going to add something to the show. I'm going to add a call-in segment.
Oh yeah, this ought to be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a call-in segment because I've had so many people, Sick Diggy included, ask if they can come up and chat for a while. The answer is yes, but when I bring you in, when we get all the kinks ironed out and everything, when we bring y'all in, it'll be audio only. Okay, and that is just for presentation purposes for right now. All right, now to business.
Where do we want to start? That grade A homogenized crap.
Freaking Broncos. That's where we start. The Denver Broncos
hung
are
41.
8-3.
Where did this come from?
Let me hey, let me say that again.
They're 8-5.
Bo Nix. And yes, we can say Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos are 8-3, and they're 2 games behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're 8-5, not 8-3.
8-5?
Yes, sir.
8-5. I'm sorry. Why did I say 8-3? Because I'm thinking about the Chargers. That's why.
Meh.
Listen, the Chiefs' hold on the AFC West is in trouble because they got 2 teams breathing down their throat. Will there be enough time for the Chargers and the Chiefs Chargers and the Broncos, I beg your pardon, to catch them? Probably not. But
no.
The Denver Broncos are 8-5. They have 8 wins with 4 to go.
And they hung 41 on a Jameis Winston-led Cleveland Browns. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, it's Crab Legs Winston, but he threw for damn near 500 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is he threw 3 interceptions. I can't say much about Bo Nix. He went for almost 300 yards, but threw 2 picks.
But the difference is Crab Legs Winston threw 2 pick sixes. Not 1, but 2. 2.
Yep. Jerry Jeudy for Cleveland, 9 receptions, 235.
What a game for Jerry Jeudy.
Elijah Moore went 8 receptions for $111.
Mm-hmm. And McLaughlin for Denver had 14 carries. I want to read this right. 84 yards.
Yeah. Marvin Mills, 3 receptions, $105. Cortland Sutton, 6 receptions for $102 for Denver.
I want to say something that Droid has said so many times over. I think Cortland Sutton's out of there after this year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I also wouldn't be surprised where he lands.
Being
San Francisco.
I could see that.
Because, and I hate bringing San Francisco into a Denver conversation, but I want to look at this. I didn't get a chance to examine it yesterday. We'll do it here briefly. Then we'll get back to business, and then we'll do it later in the show. San Francisco's going to move on from Deebo Samuel. I smell it coming.
Yeah, they need to.
I smell it coming.
Now the question is, where would Deebo land?
That's a good question. We'll examine that later. I'm looking at the numbers here. Cleveland had 552 yards last night.
Yep.
Denver had 400 yards.
Yep.
Victor said this would be a snooze fest, and to a point I believed him until I turned it on while spending time with my wife last night.
It turned into a gunslinging showdown, dude.
It did, man. Bo Nix is for real. Hey, look, I made fun of Bo Nix at the top of the season. I did. Not anymore.
Let's put it this way. Denver's defense is what kept them in this game and won them this game.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just call it.
Won them this game.
Let's just call it like we see it, because if you throw 1 interception and 1 touchdown, 2 picks in a game, quite typically you're losing that game.
You lose. Yep.
But 2 returns for 6 is what saved Denver in this game, plain and simple.
And what kept their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
Their playoff hopes are alive because of those 2 pick sixes.
The biggest thing as well is the fact that they kept Bo Nix upright this game.
Yes. Thank you. And I've said that a lot over 11 years. The key is the offensive line protecting their quarterback. And that offensive line for Denver did a hell of a job last night keeping Bo Nix's jersey clean and keeping him upright. How many times you've been with me for all 11 years? How many times have I said that on the show that if you're going to have effective quarterback play,
you got to keep him
your
upright.
quarterback upright.
Yeah. Cleveland couldn't do that. Winston got sacked 3 times. But it looked like Denver was giving Bo all sorts of time to get throws off.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, some of them weren't exactly the best ones out there, but, he's still learning.
Yep. And
this was one of his comeuppance games.
And it was a clean game last night because there were a grand total of 9 penalties in this game. 5 for Cleveland, 4 for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a game like that, it's going to be a gunfight.
Oh, easily.
It's going to be a gunfight. All
now,
right.
The big thing that bit Cleveland at the end of the day, besides those 2 pick sixes, they were 9 of 19 on third down efficiency.
I love you bringing that up when we talk football because it's such a pass-happy league right now that third downs are becoming more and more important. Don't get me wrong. Third downs were important before in the ground and pound era, but they're even more important now.
Yeah, exactly. Fact of the matter is you have to be able to convert if you get a short third down.
Yes.
And if you have one that's a little bit longer, you got to be able to throw something over the middle to get that yardage.
How many teams have we seen just this year alone have trouble on third and short?
Way too many.
How many teams have we seen have trouble on third and short?
Look in the mirror. There's 2 of them right there.
Yeah.
There's 2 right there, plain and simple. Look at most of the teams in the AFC for the crying out loud. They've had problems.
Absolutely.
It seems like one of the only. It seems like the only teams that don't seem to have an issue on third down, ironically, Detroit's one of them.
Well, Detroit's Detroit, man.
There you go. There's your outlier. Most every other team has had problems, but look at Detroit.
Listen.
There's your outlier.
How many years have we made fun of the Detroit Lions? How many years on this show?
How long has Barry Sanders been out of the league?
10 years? No, longer than that. Because he retired in 98. Oh, my God. He retired in 98. That's 26 years. He's been out of the league. 20 of them, we made fun of the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
But, man.
And now they have decided to bitch slap everybody and say, we're back.
Hey, look. They bitch slapped me, okay? First time they did that was 1991 when they won the Central. And I didn't pick them to win the Central. I was wrong, okay? Okay, let's just say it the way it needs to be said.
That was profiling.
That's profiling.
And profiling is wrong.
But this Detroit Lions team, let's say with the Broncos, this Denver Broncos team has a playoff spot in their sights. They have a wild card in their sights. It's more than likely Kansas City is going to get the top seed.
Oh, more than likely.
It's very likely that the Chiefs will earn that top seed and earn that bye.
Yeah. I mean, as it is, you got the Chiefs sitting on top. You got the Bills sitting at 10-2, and then everyone else is sitting at either 9-3 with Pittsburgh or 8-4 and 8-5 right now.
Yep. AB Media 83 joins us from Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, my brother. I know it's cold there because it's cold here. I'm in southern Indiana right now. But
now, I mean, you look at the fact that Denver is only a game back in the loss column.
Yep.
To the Chargers.
And let's go to the Chargers. Well, I got to be honest. I did when they hired Jim Harbaugh. because I remember the work he did in turning around the 49ers.
And I'm looking at the San Diego schedule, and yes, I said San Diego, deal with it.
Oh, hell, I'll say it.
That's for everybody. That's for everybody else who's like, no, that's the LA truck. Man, shut up. It's San Diego. Get it right.
Thank you. Say that again for all of it. Everybody in the cheap seats at old Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Say that again, please.
It ain't the LA Chargers. Yeah, it's the San Diego Chargers.
Absolutely.
Live with it. I'm looking at their schedule. In 3 of their last 5 games, you've got the Chiefs this week. You've got the Broncos in 2 weeks. And then you end it with the Raiders January 5th. Woof.
Ooh, for the Chargers to get even with the Raiders from 3 years ago.
The other 2 games, they are at home for the Bucks and on the road to see me up here in New England.
Mm-hmm.
And those last 2 games against us and LA are the Raiders, Las Vegas, Oakland are both TBD games. So those could be 2 flex games coming.
That's going to be a couple of flex games. You know, everybody was bitching and moaning when the Chargers and Chiefs got flexed. I applauded the move.
Oh, yeah.
I applauded the move because now that's a Sunday night game, and that's a Sunday night game I'm going to do. I don't have an early game because the Colts are off.
Right.
Colts are off this week. I got the 49ers and the Bears, and the 49ers are going to kick the Bears' ass.
And I'm looking now at the Broncos schedule with 4 to play because they apparently have a 10-day gap coming.
Yeah.
They got Indy coming up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Indy coming up next week, I should say.
Next week.
And then they've got the Chargers, they've got the Bengals, and they end with the Chiefs.
Damn.
I'm not liking that chance.
But
yet again, with the Chiefs already clinching one of the top 2 seeds at this point.
Yeah, they clinched the division, and they clinched one of the top 2 seeds, as you said.
I mean, it's just going to be one of those, how strong are they going to come into Denver situations?
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. This is going to be fun.
It's about as fun as the college football playoff scenarios we got to deal with.
And you know what? We're going to talk about that all week. In fact, we're going to hit that hard next segment, okay?
I'm with you.
There's a mess. The college football 12-team playoff,
with
them revealing the new poll tonight,
it's been a mess for the past 2 weeks.
It's a mess. It's a mess. And I get to make fun of Colorado. And I will tell y'all why I'm going to make fun of Colorado when y'all get back. This is Snowman in the Morning, season number 11. Get you a cup of coffee, get you some snacks, and hang on tight because we're just getting started on this 3-hour Snowman in the Morning. And it's going to be 3 hours from here on out. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Oh, I gotta thank T-Mobile because my internet went out during that commercial, and they restored it in 90 seconds because I was counting the time. I was counting the time down on my phone. Whoo, man! Oh man, T-Mobile, a shout to you and. Football playoff is a mess.
Yeah, it is.
The college football playoff,
it's a mess. I mean,
it's plain stupid right now.
And we are still having games that could decide who's going to end up in the playoffs coming up this weekend.
Oh, Saturday is championship Saturday. Okay.
Oh yeah. And these are going to be some brutal games that I'm looking at right now. Georgia and Texas.
That's the SEC championship.
Yep.
Winner gets a top 4. Winner gets a top 4 seed. I'm saying it loud right now. Winner of that game gets a top 4 seed and a bye.
Dude, Penn State at 4 against Oregon in Lucas Oil.
I feel sorry for Penn State and James Franklin. Why? Because that Oregon offense is going to obliterate them.
You're going to find this intriguing. The odds on this game right now only have Oregon favored by 3.5.
That's
I'm not joking, dude. I'm looking at the lines right now for all of these games. I'm looking at the lines for all of these games. And the only game that is above 6 points one way or the other is Friday night Tulane Army. And it's in favor of Tulane.
Why is Oregon only favored by 3? Because it's the Big Ten championship game. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, look at it this way, dude. Clemson SMU at Charlotte.
ACC title.
At
what
Charlotte.
If SMU, let's look at this psychologically. What if SMU blows up the ACC and wins the damn thing?
Oh,
that game is in Charlotte on Saturday night.
Yeah, and SMU's favored by only 2.5 against Clemson.
Yep.
If SMU pulls this one out, it will grenade everything we know about the college football playoffs. Because where are they going to put SMU?
Listen, I'm going to say this proudly. I expect SMU to win. I not only want SMU to win, but I expect SMU to win. We're just doing this discussion now. We're going to have a whole hour-long discussion on Thursday during Totally Deets. In fact, the college football showcase with Deets and I will premiere today at 1:00. But man,
you know what? I'm going to give you
a
SMU winning is going to be huge. I was about to say I got a sleeper game for you.
Talk to me.
Iowa State, Arizona State leading off Saturday in Jerry World.
Big 12 title.
And Arizona State's only favored by 2.
That's going overtime.
It's going to have to.
That's going overtime, and the first team to 60 points wins that game. Let me tell you why I love that particular game to start our coverage on Saturday. It's the first of 4 that we have. I'll explain in a moment. Man, Big 12 championship. Who did everyone expect to get to the Big 12 championship? Take a guess.
I'm drawing a blank, but it's that early in the morning for me.
Colorado.
And Colorado ain't there.
Nope. Which causes me to say, nah. Why am I teasing Colorado at this point in time? Because they didn't fix the 2 major problems that they had last year. The lines.
Nope.
The offensive line and the defensive line did not fix them at all. And that was one of the first things. We had so many discussions. AB Media was with us. Me, BGS, AB Media, Charles Faulkner, all the guys had so many discussions about Colorado. Now, look, Deion Sanders is going to be at Colorado for a lifetime. They've paid him. He's paid them back by bringing in students, and he's paid them back by bringing in fans, because every game at Folsom Field was sold out the moment Deion Sanders was announced as coach. Now you can concentrate on football and fix the line, because Shedeur Sanders was, I think, the 3rd most sacked quarterback in the nation.
Something like that, yeah.
Because you can't, folks, you can't make this up, all right?
No. And you know the crazy thing is?
You simply can't make this up. With everything that's going on with Colorado, all right, Travis Hunter may have sealed up the Heisman.
Oh, right? Easily.
But I think Ashton Genty will give him a run for his money, and Boise State has a conference championship coming up here soon.
That would be on Friday against UNLV. Boise's favored by 4 in their yard.
They need to make it 400.
Now here's the thing. If Boise State blows out UNLV, Where's
Which
that
they
going to
will.
put them?
It should put them in the top 8 for sure.
I mean, I'm looking right now at the top 25 from last week. And they've only got Boise State. As I'm looking also at the scheduling, they got Boise State 11th
Mm-hmm.
in the national.
12.
Yeah. The first one out, it looks like, going into all of this
would be.
Well, if I'm looking at the top 25, the first one out would be Arizona State.
Unless Arizona State pulls a stunner,
right,
and wins the Big 12 title.
Right now, yeah, that's going to be the big thing. The weirdest thing is I'm looking at the scheduling, and I'm looking at Arizona State. They're ranked 16th, but on the last AP 25, they were ranked 12th.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, somebody doesn't have everything updated because, well,
the new poll comes out tonight.
Yeah.
The new poll comes out tonight. And then Sunday live, because the Colts are off, Sunday live, we're going to watch along. We're going to do a watch along with the reveal of the final poll and where everybody's going, who gets the bye and everything like that. I can tell you who the number 1 team and number 1 seed is going to be. The number 1 overall seed is going to be Oregon.
Easily. Oregon's going to blow Penn State clean.
They're going to blow Penn State out of the water.
Now,
okay,
devil's advocate for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip it.
Okay.
What if Penn State pulls the upset?
Hell no. Hell no. Okay, let's look at it then. If Penn State does indeed pull the upset, A, they get a top 4 seed because they knocked off the number 1 team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
B, they could be either 2 or 3, depending on what happens in the SEC.
The Texas-Georgia game.
Exactly. The winner of that game gets a top 4.
Oh, easily.
The winner of that game. Let's go further. If Penn State beats Oregon, Penn State could arguably snatch the number 1 seed with 1 loss.
And that could make things even more interesting on Selection Sunday.
But if Penn State wins, they definitely get a top 4 seed.
Oh, period. Easily. Whoever comes out of the SEC is going to be number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but we all know that's how they're going to rank it. The SEC is going to be number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then the chips fall behind them.
Yep.
Whoever the hell is number 1 at the top of this is going to stay number 1.
Then that's the case. It would be Oregon.
Well, I'm just saying common sense wise. This is the whole.
True.
If
common sense were common.
Yeah. This is the whole now. If Penn State blows Oregon out, do we see the SEC jump to number 1?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. It's a rematch.
Okay.
It's a rematch. Remember, Georgia beat Texas in Austin in a game that I called on this network.
And now they're in Georgia's backyard.
They're in Atlanta.
But the thing is,
there ain't
Georgia
enough seats
ain't
to hold all the there ain't enough seats to hold all the Dogs fans.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Georgia ain't the home team on this one.
No, Texas is.
But there's going to be enough barking in that yard that they're going to think they're at the hedges.
Remember when Georgia was the visiting team against LSU?
Yep.
What happened?
LSU found out that they can be the ones to go. Well, we all know how that line goes.
Yeah. Yep. They got blown to smithereens.
Oh, yeah, they got TNT'd.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing you don't want to do in a title game that Atlanta's involved in is piss them off.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be going into this pissed.
I can't wait to do that game on Saturday. Chris Simpson and I made a promise after the first time that Georgia and Texas played in front of 102,000 at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium. We both said off the air that if they play each other for the SEC championship, we're going to do it. Well, guess what? Chris and I are getting together. I'm going to head up the Saturday coverage of Championship Saturday, and brother, we are loaded for Championship Saturday. It all starts with the Big 12 Championship, Iowa State and Arizona State. We take a break, and then we have Georgia and Texas as our feature game.
Mm-hmm.
And then dual coverage.
Oh, you're taking both 8 o'clock games?
Yep. And there's a triple play involved because 1 hour later, the UConn women will face Louisville in Brooklyn.
Bruh.
Don't ask me how in the blue hell I'm going to do this one.
Man, you nuts.
I know I'm nuts. I was born nuts.
Now, I've been looking through, doing a little bit of digging on the records dealing with Texas and Georgia.
Yes, sir.
As we know, Georgia's big 2 losses were Ole Miss and Alabama.
Ole Miss and Alabama. And Alabama's out.
Yeah, Bama's out.
Cooked.
And the only loss that Texas has is to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Does Georgia springboard Texas fully if they win?
Yes. 2 wins against Texas. 2 wins against Texas. But should Oregon go down against Penn State, and I don't expect it to happen, and Texas beats Georgia, Texas gets a number 2 seed.
And that would put them on the opposite end of the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Which could end up leading to an Oregon-Texas collision for the title.
Yep.
Ooh, the ratings on that. The ratings on that monkey would be huge.
And I'm going to snatch them all because we're going to do that title game. Snowman Sportsnet will do that title game, and we're going to snatch all the ratings.
I'm with it.
I know people think I'm nuts for thinking you can't beat ESPN. Frickin' watch me. Sick Diggy is with us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, sir. And A. Pizzo joins us from Florida. Good morning to you, sir.
What up,
college football playoff madness.
It is madness.
It is. Who wins? Okay, a question of the hour. Who wins the SEC championship? Do you have Texas? And I expect Shane to put this in the chat and have y'all follow along with us. Who wins the SEC championship? Do you have Texas or do you have Georgia? We'll reveal our picks on Thursday. Let's take a break. When y'all get back, a little bit of NBA chatter. And I got some people to make fun of. Back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
A shout out to my good friend Darian Hopkins, who reposted the show and shared it with everybody. D-Hop will be on this show very soon as a guest, and what I'm doing in lieu of because of yesterday is lining up some guest hosts just in case old Snowman can't make it. So we are going to get everything together here. Victor Locke is now here from Chicago. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gents. Biggest apologies. My goodness.
You sound as sleepy as I feel.
I don't know what happened. My alarm was not sounding this morning.
Been there. We've all been there with that. Okay. We've done NFL, the surprise of the Broncos, did college football, the surprise of everything. And yes, we mean it, the surprise of everything.
And now... Oh, God. Who's smoking what in the winter meetings?
You know what? Thank you for... Take it, dog. Just explain what's going on, please. Please.
Rob Manfield, sit down.
Oh, dear.
You, for some crazed, asinine reason, thought it was a good idea to pitch. There's your joke for the day. This golden bat rule. For those that don't know, in the winter meetings, and it's being heavily discussed according to sources, there will be an opportunity for any team at any time during the game to have a replacement at bat with their best hitter, no matter where it is in the order. I'm sorry, what is this? Some Savannah Banana baseball BS? Wait, actually it is. So Manfield thought it would be a good idea to take something from the Savannah Bananas and bring it to the professional baseball ranks.
Man, that's some backyard stuff.
Man, that's some backyard bull we pull on MLB The Show. What are you talking about?
Forget MLB The Show. That's backyard stuff we did in real life. I mean, who?
Okay, first off, the pitch clocks are still hit or miss with a lot of people. Let's be real about it. Some people like it because it speeds the game up. Some people are against everything because, well, it's a chess game. Baseball is chess without the board or the pieces.
Especially when it comes to pitcher and batter. Especially when it comes to batter and pitcher. It's always been a chess match.
Yes. And it's got to play out its natural course. I'm sorry, but I don't mind sitting down in between pitches for a good 45 seconds just to kind of feel where things are going. And as a former pitcher, I would go 20 to 25 seconds between pitches myself. It's a chess game. Let it play out. And then comes this with the golden bat.
Golden bat.
A Pizzle just said it best, and I'm going to quote this. Rob Manfield, you a bitch. You a dumb one at that.
I'll put it this way for people who are like, oh, it's too slow. If you can't sit and actually watch like what goes in the mind of a pitcher, because you can see it through the eyes of a pitcher and a batter that they're trying to feel each other out. If you don't have the patience to actually see how that chess match works, you really weren't meant to watch baseball in the first place.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Bear in mind,
I've been a baseball announcer for 21 years. The chess match always gets me.
We've been watching baseball a lot longer than most people. We've actually seen it to where it's been a minute between pitches before. And that includes the pitcher stepping off and then stepping back on, or the hitter stepping out and then stepping back in.
Yep.
That's all part of the psychology. And now you're going to throw this wrinkle of a golden bat in. And here's the interesting point. What happens if the golden bat gets on and then it's their spot in the lineup anyway? After. How's that going to work? You going to put the original person that was supposed to bat on base so the other person go back and hit again? That's two straight ABs, and you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
You don't just...
And thinking how this kind of interferes in like really close games too.
Now, the only way I see this working is if they end up putting, an addendum on it. Whether it's the only way it can be used is if a team is trailing past the 7th inning. Or, you can't use it if your top hitter is 1 through 4, you can't use it if it's in that area. Like, you got to have a little bit of a leeway between your hitters.
Right.
Like, if you got Aaron Judge in the 3 hole and you end up using him as your golden hitter, you got to wait till he's either at least in the 5. It's at least either the 5 or the 6 spot.
That's like familiar names between Victor and I. That's like if you have Frank Thomas, 3 spot.
You know exactly what I was going to.
And draws a walk.
Yep.
and you have Paul Konerko after him, Jermaine Dye after him, and you got a chance to have Frank Thomas up again. That's stupid.
Or imagine this: you have Frank Thomas in the leadoff spot, then you put up Paul Konerko, and just to really, stick it to the other team, you bring up Jim Thome right afterwards.
Woof. Or within the case of the Red Sox, you got that lineup with Manny and Poppy.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention Pedroia.
Pedroia at 2, Damon at 1.
And then you also can manufacture possible slams too, because what happens when you get you get the bases juiced, and then you decide to swap your pull out the golden bat for like a big Poppy or a Frank Thomas.
That's why I'm saying if they do implement this bold, at least put some addendums on it so that way it can't be, A, overused, and B, used incorrectly.
Right. Because now you have where you are kind of the coaching staff is more so manufacturing the runs rather than the players themselves.
Exactly. All I got to say now about all that is, Manfield, you've been screwing up the game far too long. Before you know it, we're going to use the golden bat on your head. Okay? Now, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Get the up.
Let me couple that with this. Hey, Rob Manfred, have a seat. Someone wants to talk to you.
Oh, hell.
Who the hell woke me up?
Rob Manfred.
This Rob Manfred jerk talking about a golden bat rule, which tells me Rob Manfred never appreciated the game of baseball the way it needs to be appreciated. I'm still kind of on the pitch clock, but now you got this golden bat rule, which stinks. If they do it right, they do it right. I can get it. I can get with it if they do it right. As the big dog said, you can put some addendums on it. But Rob Manfred, you stupid. To even come up with this idea, to pitch the idea, there's your oxymoron for the day. If you can even pitch this idea, if you even think about pitching this idea. Let me ask you something, Rob Manfred. Did you ever play baseball in your life? Because from the looks of it, I don't think you did. See, I know a few people who played baseball, and I know a few people who play baseball. And they're chirping just like I am about this golden bat rule that shouldn't exist. Now, if you were smart, you'd pull this sumbitch off the table and say, I was just kidding, and then take your beating like a man. But I got the feeling you ain't a man, and I got the feeling you gonna keep this on the table like the dumbass you are. Rob Manfred, you need to get out of office. I vote Ryan McCarthy, your replacement as commissioner of Major League Baseball. And if that happens, Mr. McCarthy, I want a job. Now get the hell up, you bitch. My God, the commissioner has spoken.
Yep.
I knew that was coming the moment that we first started talking about this golden bat bull.
And you know what? I was gonna say this yesterday, but we didn't really have the time. I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't cover Philadelphia and Baltimore, because I would have thrown something.
I wanted to cover that game, but I'm glad we didn't either.
Because once again, Lamar did what Lamar does.
He screwed up the game.
I was about to say, what'd he do? Mismanage the game again?
Yep.
Figures.
And they have this. Oh, okay. Do that one later.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all get back, because it's halftime. Well, it's end of period one here.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say it's the first intermission.
Thank you.
First
Thank
intermission.
You for saying that. First intermission. All right. When y'all get back from first intermission, I know it's only Tuesday, but I got some people to make fun of.
Oh, no.
For God's sake.
I think I know why, too.
I think you do. First intermission. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to SnowmanMultimediaSports.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
LeBron James scored 10 points last night.
What?
I will say it again. LeBron James scored 10 points last night. 10.
And you want to know? You want to know what all those bronze sexuals are saying right about now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep,
I agree with that.
They're breaking glass everywhere. 10.
Y'all are dumb.
10 points.
10
points.
10, y'all. Anybody who knows the cartoon reference, you get a free t-shirt.
Hey. So
10.
How
now, why am I leading this segment off with that?
I was about to say, how bad are we gonna, piss in somebody's Cheerios today?
Well,
it won't be peeing.
Allow me to explain.
Do tell.
I woke up this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Then I turned off my alarm.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife's alarm went off and turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
But when the alarm went off for the third time, it skipped the second time because we were asleep. Y'all have done it.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Y'all have done it.
Been there, done that.
But when the alarm went off the third time, I got busted.
Uh-oh.
By my dearest Jody for perusing social media.
Damn it, I've warned you not to do that.
Now see, it wasn't us. This time Dr. K caught you.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it, I have warned you against this.
I couldn't help it.
What'd you find?
Oh, God, help us all with the bull crap you found.
I couldn't help it. I got forgiven by Dr. K, and she made a request of me.
And it was?
This.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Oh, hell.
All right.
And while I was getting Jody ready, and she was getting ready to go to work, this woke me up. I had a conversation with a Bronzexual.
What you mean?
Why the hell did you do that?
Because he pissed me off.
And so early in the morning, too.
Because he pissed me off.
Oh.
Matter of fact, he pissed Jody off, too. And yes, I said he pissed me off.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
When he said, where's that damn button? When he said, and I quote, LeBron James is the GOAT, and you can't name any players better than him. Close quote.
That's just lazy.
Now just hold up. This dum-dum said LeBron James is better than everybody out there, and we can't name anybody better than him.
That's just lazy.
Hold up a second.
Shut up, bitch.
Let me think. I know it's not Wednesday, Pizzle, but this needed to be handled. Believe me, I got more in the chamber tomorrow.
Oh, dear God.
I got more in the chamber tomorrow. He said I can't name a player better than him. I thought it was a mistake when I read it out loud. Then my wife got involved.
And she read it.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And Jody's response was, once again, quote, oh, yeah, he ain't better than Reggie Miller. Close quote.
Which she's correct.
True.
Oh, she went on too.
Meow.
My honey went off.
Oh, boy.
my honey, my Boo Bear, my Dr. K went completely off.
As she should.
And said, quote, "You can't tell me that LeBron James is better than half of the NBA that we've seen over the years."
He's not even better than
quote.
He's not even better than half the NBA we're seeing now.
Correct.
LeBron James better than everybody out there.
I'm sitting there with a big old smile on my face. And I said, "Get him, Jody." And she says, "No, I don't have time. I need you to do it in the form of the way you do it on Wednesdays. You're on." And this fish-eyed, idiotic fool, which I had a conversation with.
Why the hell did you do that?
He started it. He started it. He said, "You can't name 10 forwards that are better than LeBron James." Oh, I can't?
I got 10 in my head right now.
I got 20. But before we go down the list, let's do this.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
Paid for by the city. Phil.
Oh, Lord.
No wonder they're going out of business.
He gave me a challenge.
All right. Challenge accepted.
10 forwards. Okay. He said I couldn't name 10 forwards that are better than LaFraud.
Okay. 10 answers on the board. Name 10 forwards that are better than LeBron Raymond James.
Okay.
Number 10.
Adrian Dantley.
Number 9.
Larry Nance.
Number 8.
Is a toss-up.
Okay.
Horace Grant.
Okay. Numero 7. Number 7.
Number 7. Kevin Durant.
Number 6. Oh.
I'm getting evil. Jerome Kersey.
Number 5.
Tom Chambers.
I knew that was coming. That's what made every bronze sexual's head explode. Number 4.
Scottie Pippen.
Number 3.
James Worthy.
Number 2.
Larry Bird.
And number 1 goes to
Julius the Doctor Irving. Of course, I got more in my head, but that's
we ain't got all the time in the world to go down the list.
No, we don't. We don't. We don't. But that's just 10.
I was about to say because I got my own.
Me and my brother's like, what you mean?
I didn't even say Alex English. Out of South Carolina.
Hell, you didn't even mention C-Dub himself, Chris Webber.
I didn't mention Charles Barkley. I didn't mention Charles Oakley.
Dirk Nowitzki is on that list.
Luol Deng.
Luol Deng, who actually defended and locked up LeBron James in a couple of games.
Multiple times.
Timmy D himself, Tim Duncan, Old Faithful.
I love Tim Duncan. I had a chance to meet Tim Duncan. More on that later.
Oh, and there's another forward who did cross over into the guard world from time to time that also wore purple and gold. He's got a statue out front. That being, of course, Mr. Kobe. Bean
Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Kurt Rambis.
Kurt Ramble.
Yep, Kurt Ramble.
And
I hate you, Victor. Shut up.
Walker.
Antoine Walker.
Give me some Antoine Walker.
Kevin McHale.
Yes.
Nobody wants to talk about Kevin McHale.
Nope.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, the Worm.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Famer.
Bill Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer, who should be a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Let's see. I mentioned Adrian Dantley. Can't use that card again. Damn it.
Ron Fox.
Oh, Rick Fox.
Rick Fox, yes. Rick
Fox.
Fox.
Fox. Let me see. Dominique Wilkins.
Robert Horry.
Robert Horry. Did I mention Scottie Pippen already? Okay,
Yes.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Did I say Scottie Pippen already?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I said Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
Scottie Pippen again for the third time. Okay. Oh, and by the way, Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Famer. Bitch.
The point being is this list can go on
and
on.
And I got
And
something
on.
for that stupid bronzexual. Keyword.
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
And I played that to say this.
Mm-hmm.
And Cheyenne, please forgive me.
Oh no.
You stupid.
Yes.
Yep.
All the ladies in my family, please forgive me.
You about to get a shoe upside your head.
No. I'm going to get some zits popped.
Oh no.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, that's how Jody gets even with me, and I laugh every time she does it. But, you stupid. Watch the game, will you please? Oh, I forgot. You're a bronzexual.
Right. That's against the rules.
I forgot about that. That's against your rule.
Wait a minute. A bronzexual actually watching the game?
Bitch, please.
Right.
Do that again.
A bronzexual watching a basketball game?
Bitch, please.
I'll tell you a guard who played forward for a while. Irvin Magic Johnson.
Man, he played every position.
Yeah,
Yes, he
including
did.
center.
And
Effectively.
succeeded at it.
You know what? They say LeBron can play all 5 positions. Wrong. Magic Johnson did play all 5 positions. And he did it on May 23rd, 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up. Scene of the crime was the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Situation, no Kareem for game 6 and a chance for the Lakers to clinch. So what does Magic Johnson do? He takes the center jump against Caldwell Jones, drops 42 points, grabs 15 rebounds and 7 assists, and was named the unanimous MVP.
Something LeBron James will never get.
What? He's never gotten unanimous MVP. Michael
Nope.
Jordan has 6 times. Akeem Olajuwon has twice. Magic Johnson did it in 87. The next year, James Worthy did it. Oh, and James Worthy was the first player to clinch a game 7 with a triple-double before LeBron decided to actually get his act together and do it. What we're trying to say is, to you stupid bronzexuals, LeBron sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, in so many words.
LeBron is trash. Okay, give me this camera. And I'm looking at this camera and I'm going to say it out loud again.
Here we go.
LeBron James is trash as a basketball player. You can throw every stat you want to at me. LeBron James sucks. I'll look into the eyes of this camera and I'll say it again. LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. Period. Point blank. End of story.
And people are trying to figure out the problems that the Lakers have had. Gee, I think I know what it is.
Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure.
Timeout.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
LeBron airballed a 3 last night.
Well, I'm not surprised. He doesn't have a jump shot to save his life.
Chicken wang.
Chicken wang. Chicken wang.
Chicken wang. That just became a
Oh, by the way, the Bronsexuals. The Lakers are in the play-in round. My Golden State Warriors are in the play-off round.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they keep this up, even though they've lost 4 in a row. It's early. They keep this up and stay in the top 6. They get a bye. They don't have to worry about the play-in tournament. They get a week off.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, your Lakers are staring down the barrel of the NBA Cup.
And you know what? That's right where these Lakers belong. Because quite frankly,
Trays.
Yes,
now,
indeed.
as I said before,
Mm-hmm.
Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned.
Hold up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hell. False start. Offense.
LeBron James, you a bitch. You'll forever be a bitch. You always are a bitch. You can't play basketball to save your life. And your manhood will always be questioned by me because of some stuff that I said off the air and I found out to be true. Like a certain love child from Sharon Reed. But nobody wants to talk about that. But I will in a confessional. You dumb bitch of a bitch.
You mean to tell me I'm going to have to open up my office sometime soon?
Not yet. I had a snowman say it. He wrote it down here. Yeah. Okay. He said it. Oh, yeah. Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the commissioner's popping up everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with that?
Never thought we'd call the commissioner for a false start.
You know he declined it, right?
Of course he did.
Oh, and for you, Victor, as for what happened Sunday in Baltimore, Maryland?
Yes, Lamar, it is you. It has always been you. It will be you. You once again ruined the chance for the Baltimore Ravens to actually be something forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Trash.
Pure trash.
And remember, Chicago Bear fans, we ain't left you out.
Nope.
Virginia McCaskey is your owner.
That's one problem.
Virginia McCaskey is your owner. You just got rid of Matt Uberfools, who shouldn't have been hired in the first place. And the best part about all of this, the best part, you not only have mortgaged, but you have now risked and doubled down and threw away your entire future. Help me, fellas.
For
DJ Moore. Stupid.
You know what? Since we're throwing everybody else under the bus, biggest thing we've got going on up here, this clownery. Yes, Robert, it is you. It has always been you. It will forever be you, you deviled out little money-hungry bastard who apparently likes hiring 38-year-old Mayo as head coaches. Whatever. Amen.
You know what? Since we're doing that, there's one more that needs to get put up there.
I know who it is.
I think I know.
Because after what I've been watching the past couple of games, yes, Dak, it is you. Because I don't understand how in the world that Cooper Rush had the exact same line, the exact same running back.
Yep.
And it's shown to be more efficient than you have.
Because Cooper Rush is an actual quarterback. That's why. That's simple.
I've watched highlights. I'm like, wait, why is Cooper Rush throwing downfield more efficiently and more times than Dak has? What's going on here?
Because Cooper Rush is a quarterback. That's why. That's simple. Cooper Rush actually gave a damn about the position.
Well, I'll put it this way. Now, the offensive line is still a sieve. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, yeah.
The offensive line is still a sieve. It's not gotten better.
No.
But Cooper Rush has been able to stay in the pocket longer, take the good 3 steps, and throw down the field. To Tolbert,
throw down the field. Yeah. That's easy.
To Lamb. I'm like, why has this not been happening?
And CeeDee Lamb, I'm going to echo something that Victor bristled at me for a moment, but then he thought about it and he praised me for this. CeeDee Lamb, retire, give up the number 88. You're not worth that jersey. Okay?
I will say that CeeDee Lamb is the only one that's worth a dog on that team. But yeah, you don't deserve 88. I give it 84, but not 88.
No, that's Jay Novacek.
Okay. What about 83?
That's Jay Novacek and Doug Cosby.
What about 83 then?
83 I can work with.
Okay.
You don't get 80 because of Alvin Harper. You don't get 88 because of Michael Irvin and Drew Pearson. You definitely don't get 86 because of Butch Johnson. And you don't get 84 because of Doug Cosby and Jay Novacek.
Right. Okay, so I'll give you because he is a decent receiver, got good hands,
decent, and that's all.
And he's tough, and he's a tough guy. He's been playing through his injuries.
True,
but with all that being said, right? How is it that again, even with that seven offensive line, Cooper Rush is able to stand in the pocket, poised,
because Cooper Rush I told you, because Cooper Rush is a quarterback.
And throw downfield compared to...
We got somebody to welcome.
Oh, is it time to drop some mics?
Please welcome the radio voice of the South Bend Cubs, Brendan King. He joins us this morning. Brendan, how are you, man?
Brian, great to be with you, man. Hope all is well.
King.
How did you get started in broadcasting? What gave you the push to say, you know what, I can do this?
Man, it's been a long journey. I mean, that's a big question to get it started. I think it obviously starts. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. My grandfather, George King, worked in TV advertising, Brian, and in the 1950s and 60s, worked with the Blackhawks and the Sox and the Cubs, and just when the Bulls were getting started as well. So, he's meeting these people like Lloyd Pettit and Jack Brickhouse and some of the more important Chicago media people back in the 60s and 70s. And I would hear stories growing up, Ryan, and I took an interest to it. So I think that's where the interest started. And then I was lucky enough to call some games in high school. I went to Lincoln Way East in Frankfurt.
The Griffins,
yeah. How about that? And had a great time there. Quit playing sports to actually focus on being in the booth, and got some great experience calling their football and basketball games. And man, it's been a wild road since.
I grew up also on Chicago's South Side, and I can point to one voice. You mentioned Lloyd Pettit, wonderful voice. I've done some studying of him, and of course Pat Foley, the longtime voice of the Blackhawks. But John Rooney when he was with the White Sox for many, many years. But I point to one fellow, and I talk about this all the time, that gave me the bug that say I can do this. His name is Jim Durham. Many years he was the announcer for the Bulls. I first heard him in '85 call a game between the Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks, playoff game. And when I heard that, when I heard his voice, I said, that's what I want to do. I said, that's what I want to do. I couldn't play to save my life, though I've tried. I fell in love with baseball because of my dad and my granddad, and had many a game of catch with them. Man, okay. I asked who was the first voice you heard that really pulled the trigger for you?
It's a great question. I think at least one memorable voice was actually a guy that I get to call a mentor now, and that's Pat Hughes, the voice of the Chicago Cubs.
Yes,
man. So I would get picked up from school every day by either my grandfather or my dad, and if it was April or May, or if it was August or September, or even October sometimes, we would turn on, at the time, 720 WGN. And listen to Pat Hughes and Ron Santo.
I love
it. Some great memories of listening to Pat growing up, and now getting into broadcast in the organization. I've not only met and gotten to know Pat, but I'm lucky enough to where he offers to listen to some of my stuff, give me great tips and advice, and man, that's worth its weight in gold, right? So
it is.
Yeah, I mean, Pat is a huge name, but I mean, growing up, Brian, I was born in '94, so I really can't remember the heyday of Harry, but I was old enough when he passed to understand what happened.
Yeah.
That was an era in its own right. So
it is
incredible.
It is, man. One of the fellows who became my very first mentor he recently retired, Bill Baker, when he was at Northern Illinois for many, many years. He was at my first game, December 7th of '95 at Chicago State when they played Northern Illinois. And in 4 days, it will officially mark my 29th year as a play-by-play announcer and my 29th year in broadcasting. I still feel like a kid. I still feel like a young 20, 30-year-old just getting my feet wet into all this. How'd you land with the South Bend Cubs?
Very lucky to be with them, first of all. And it's funny you mentioned Chicago State. I just had their game at Indiana State, actually. So that was my first game of the year on ESPN Plus this offseason. But anyway, to your question, yeah, I mean, So my first baseball gig was in the Cape Cod League in 2016. Went to Butler University in Indianapolis, had a great time there. Butler went to the Sweet 16 my senior year. So, I mean, quality basketball was played during my time at Butler. But got to go out on the Cape and kind of grind your teeth and just have fun and call games, man, in Orleans, Massachusetts with the Orleans Firebirds. And, you know, I'm sure people listening out there have at least heard of the Cape Cod League. But, man, it's not only the best developmental baseball league in the country for players, it's that way for broadcasters.
Yes.
No question about it. If you go out there, you're going to get an unbelievable experience. And you're going to realize, you know, if it's for you or not. Because that was the farthest I've ever been from home, 10 hours away. By myself, was living with the broadcast crew. It was an amazing experience. But the next summer, after I graduated from Butler, this would be 2017, same thing. Farthest I've ever been from home, 22 hours away in Boise, Idaho. I was a play-by-play guy for the Boise Hawks, rookie ball at the time.
Yeah.
And at the time, Brian, Boise, that league, the Northwest League, it had the longest bus rides in minor league baseball. So I go from the Cape, where every morning I went to the beach, I went for a run, and you know, I got my coffee at the same spot every day, out to Boise, where our shortest bus ride was 6 hours. The longest bus ride was 14 hours. We had a 2-week road trip at the end of the year, 2 weeks straight, because the circus was in town in Boise.
Yes.
So the team and the circus was at our home ballpark. So the team was like, "The hell with you! You're going on the road for 2 weeks." So it's crazy, because that was one of the most fun 2 weeks I've ever had in my career. We went to Eugene, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Salem, Oregon, and then up to Vancouver. And had an incredible time. And the last thing I'll say about Boise is the best part about that team, I was 22 out of college. The entire team was 22 out of college. For whatever reason, it just kind of shook out where most of the team were college arms and bats. There were not a ton of international guys on that team for whatever reason.
Right.
So everybody on that team was 22 and just had graduated college. and the same with me. So you can imagine what those bus rides were like.
I love it.
And then to answer your question, getting to South Bend, man, 2018, again, I grew up a diehard Cubs fan. They were looking for a number 2 broadcaster at that time. And I took it to, you know, get a little closer to home. The bus rides were a little more manageable. But, you know, we won a Midwest League championship in 2019. I was lucky enough to be on the call for that as the number 2. And then the pandemic hit. That changed some things. And I came back to South Bend in 2022. We won another championship. And, you know, since that point, I've been lucky enough to be the voice of the team. So it's been a great ride.
The longest bus ride I ever had, I was with Trinity International in Deerfield, Illinois. And we had our opening game in South Dakota.
Yeah.
The night before, I had to cover a volleyball match in Michigan City. This was 2013. Had to cover a volleyball match in Michigan City. I didn't have any wheels at the time. So I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to get from Michigan City to Deerfield and find a way to sleep? So improvisation is king with me. Hopped a train from Michigan City all the way into downtown Chicago, slept the whole way. Then I had to run through Union Station. I had to run from the station on Michigan Avenue, fly up to Union Station. And I had about 25 minutes to make this train, because the next one didn't come until 6 a.m. and I'd be in deep trouble if I missed that trip. So I don't know where the strength came from, but I had a backpack, I had my suitcase, and I'm flying up Madison. I'm flying up Madison. Car comes speeding by me, and I'm thinking I'm in deep trouble. No, it was a cab. Said, "Do you need a ride somewhere?" I said, "I got to get to Union Station. I don't have any money to pay you. I just got money to get this train ticket to go to Deerfield, Illinois." He said, "Hop in. I got you."
Hey.
I hopped in, flew to Union Station. I shook his hand, and I went flying into the station. And I made the train with
There
room
you
to
go.
spare. I was sweating like a pig. I was dog tired. And as soon I made sure I put my ticket out on the back of the seat so he wouldn't call me or anything like that. I lay back in the seat and I passed out. All the way to Deerfield. Got to Deerfield. Got on the bus. And then I got slammed with a headache.
Oh yeah. Oh, that run I caught up with you.
Oh boy, did it ever. I got slammed with a headache, which turned into something worse. By the time we got to Bloomington, Minnesota, get something to eat, I couldn't keep anything down for the life of me. So I grabbed something to go. I figured, okay, my stomach will calm down. Never did. Never did. And the worst part was we had to go to a school in South Dakota and do a walkthrough, and it was 101 degrees.
Man.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sitting there. The managers are looking at me going, "Why did you get off the bus?" Because I had to, so I can watch the walkthrough with the players. It's kind of what I do. We finally got to the hotel, and I'm thinking, okay, whoever I'm staying with is going to hate me because I'm going to pass out and I'm going to snore my brains out. This is me. I know me and how I am on these long trips. Victor's been on a long trip with me. He knows.
That I have.
Kirk Warrett, who is a very dear friend of mine and was the coach at the time at TIU, saw me. He raced up to the desk, got something, and I didn't know what he got. I'm seeing double at this time. Runs back to me, hands me an itinerary, and he says, "Go to bed." I barely see the room number, and I said, "Yes, sir," and fell out. I know you've had trips like that.
Yeah, I think everybody's had at least one, right? Where you're just
you
are just not ready. You are not primed to call a game.
Nope.
You know, it's kind of funny. I remember on the Cape, I got strep throat like the game. And yeah, I obviously any broadcaster knows this. You'd not literally, but I guess in a joking way, you'd rather break your leg than get strep throat.
Absolutely, because strep throat takes your voice.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I was with Marquette Catholic 2015. I was with Marquette Catholic in Michigan City. Had a doubleheader that day. I didn't read where the first game was. So coach called me and said, "Are you going with us to Fort Wayne?" Fort Wayne? The hell are you doing going to Fort Wayne? Found out the game was in Fort Wayne. Uh-oh. I better get to campus quick. Hop in my car. I fly to campus. Sleep all the way to Fort Wayne. And I had my voice. Did the game in Fort Wayne against Bishop Lures. Had my voice. It was intact when I got on the bus. Stopped to get lunch. I called the athletic director and I said, "How much time do I have?" "We are just getting done with the sophomore game, and you'll have the full 20 minutes to get set up," because we were like 10 minutes out of Michigan City. I said, "Okay, good." I warmed up. I did my warm-up. I did my usual warm-up. By the time I pressed the button to broadcast, I had no voice.
That's tough.
I'm thinking, where'd
it go?
Did my voice go?
Where'd it go?
And I had parents around me that heard me do the earlier game saying, "I thought your voice was intact." I barely got through that game. I accepted all of my congratulations. I got paid that night, and I went home. So getting any kind of laryngitis and strep throat,
The worst.
not fun.
No. I mean, the term in college hoops and March is survive and advance. I mean, sometimes that's us when we're struggling, right?
You know, I had a call when I was in North Carolina, and I was with Lewisburg College, and I hadn't had like a big home run call. I've had like solo shots that would extend the lead or something to get us back in the game, but never that big like game tying call until this happened. Second, Galinsky at first, nobody out. The pitch. Swinging a drive into deep center field. Miller back at the track, looking up. See you later! The Mad Dog has done it! We are tied at 7! And nobody out! Attaboy, Mad Dog! Oh. I couldn't believe it. Thank you. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Because, like I said, I never. You go through when you like first get started with the team, you're looking for in your mind, you're always looking for that signature call, and you don't know when it's going to happen. Especially with baseball, you don't know when it's going to happen.
Totally.
And when it happens, you're going, was I just there for that one?
Yeah.
I mean, you called a championship.
Mm-hmm.
So take us through that. What was that like? Having a championship call.
Yeah. Back to your point, I think it's easy to realize sometimes when you're in the middle of a very crucial call.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a part of that, there's nothing better because you understand you're calling a significant moment. So, I didn't have my first walk-off call, Brian, until 2019. So I didn't have one in the Cape. I didn't have one in Boise. Didn't have one my first year in South Bend. So it took a little patience for sure. I was
I get it.
I was sending in my tape. I was like, man, I just don't have that big one.
Right. Right.
Thankfully, again, very blessed to say I've been a part of 2 championship calls in South Bend, 2019 and 2022. It's beneficial when the organization you work for, like the Cubs, has the number 2 farm system in all baseball, and they just continue to stockpile great talent. And you can see it at Wrigley right now. That talent is reaching the big leagues.
Oh yeah,
and it's just gonna keep on coming. But yeah, I mean, I think where I'm luckiest on both championships is that kind of what I was talking about earlier, the Boise experience being 22 and out of college. The entire team was 22 out of college. Both of those tied. I just turned 30. So both of those championships came in my 20s. I was pretty much the same age as the rest of the team. And the celebrations off the charts. So, both times we won the title on the road, which is funny.
Yeah.
It's like each time we win it, we obviously do the champagne at the ballpark.
Yep.
And then, you get on the team bus.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, this is minor league baseball. This isn't the NBA. So we're not in Miami. We're not in LA. We're not going clubbing. The first one was in rural Iowa. The second one was in a suburb of Cleveland.
Yes.
So, we get on the bus after the champagne. It's like, well, what do we do now?
Right.
both times we found plans, but yeah, I mean,
yep,
unreal. And then and then the really funny part is you wake up the next morning and then you have to bus back to South Bend.
Yes,
and we bus back to South Bend each morning after both championships. There was a lot of water. Every guy was wearing sunglasses, and we made do. So yeah, great experiences both times.
Oh gosh. Well, I did the.
Sounds like a lot of Excedrin was consumed after all those appearances.
Well, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do something about the headache, right? Because you got to go. I got to go back to work the next day. The next day is like a Thursday. I actually have to be productive the next day.
You know what? When I was covering Marquette Catholic in the 2013-2014 season, and it turned out that the boys team went on an incredible run. They lost against Andrean High School at home, didn't lose again, all the way to the state championship. And every game got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was there for it. And when I get messages from people who heard my call, and they're saying you did a great job. As I look, the kids did this for me. All right. If it were not for the kids, there wouldn't be any me. I'll give you an example of that. We went to Bourbonnais, Illinois. I was with Trinity International, went to Bourbonnais, Illinois to play Olivet Nazarene. Olivet Nazarene was blowing us out of the water. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a calm call. I'll be all right. No. TIU decided to make a game of it. They had the ball on their own 9 in the midst of this comeback.
Mm-hmm.
And as I often say, and then this happened. Pena waits and takes the snap. He'll fire the screen, complete to Beals, 10, 15. Oh, this is trouble. One man to beat. 40, 50. Go, Denny, go. 30, 20, 10, 5. Good night. Touchdown. Unbelievable. That was one of those times I threw the rules out the window.
Been there, done that.
And he was gone.
Like I said, it was one of those times I threw the rules out the window. What was the hardest sport you've ever called?
Ooh. I think if I didn't have experience playing, it would probably be hockey. But that's what I grew up with, man. I mean, that was probably my best sport. Although I've gone into baseball, hockey's my bread and butter. Something that I actually really did not know much about, and I think this is really what has been a thing that's defined my career so far. Going down to Indianapolis to school, the city of Indianapolis each May is consumed by the Indianapolis 500. And although, so I have not physically called the Indianapolis 500, but I'm lucky enough to be the studio host each May for practice qualifying in the race.
My guy.
Yeah, for
Love it.
075, the fan in Indy. So listen, I'm a South Chicago guy through and through.
Mm-hmm.
There's Chicagoland Speedway that I went to a couple times as a kid, but that didn't prepare you for the Indy 500. When somebody told me when I first got down there that every Memorial Day weekend in May, two residential streets are responsible for bringing in 475,000 people to a venue.
They are.
Yes.
I thought they were crazy. I said, "What are you talking about?"
And then you see it for yourself.
You ain't seen live. You ain't seen crazy.
That'd be like if LaGrange Road was responsible for bringing in 500,000 people to my hometown.
Right.
I just couldn't picture it. But then you go to the race for the first time, and funny enough, my first time covering the race was August of 2020 when they
the pandemic one.
Yeah, the pandemic race. Takuma Sato won. And
Yep.
then so they were happy enough with what I did that race. And then they brought me back for 21, which was I believe like 60% attendance.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Even that was amazing because Elio Castro Neves won his 4th Indy 500.
4-time Spider-Man.
That's right. And then the next year in 22 was my first time literally seeing it at its brightest spot.
It's an animal, dude.
Oh my
it is
God.
a complete animal.
500,000 people. I'm covering practice. I'm covering all sections of qualifying. I'm covering the race. It's funny because I'd covered the race twice before that. And they were like, okay, now this is for real. You need to
Mhm.
get there at 5 a.m. or else you're going to be
Yes.
sitting in traffic for the entire morning. So I did. And then this last Indy 500 was crazy because it was delayed due to rain. They got to
Yep.
run it, and you know what they say about the pageantry of that place, guys, where
true.
it's literally downpouring from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's a
Mhm.
monsoon. You still got people drinking in the infield. They
Yeah.
tell people,
Oh,
hey,
dude, that party starts at the start of the month, and it don't end till about 3 days after June.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
There's a lightning warning. They tell people, hey, you need to leave the venue and you need to come back in. People are still
And they're not moving.
No, they're not moving.
There's a party going on in turn 3. They ain't dipping. What are you talking about?
There's
Exactly,
a party
man.
in the infield. There could be a lightning warning. There could be a weather warning. They're not moving.
And that's exactly what happened this year. But where it really stood out to me was at like 4 o'clock, the sun pops out.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I did.
everybody just gets back into the place. They have the flyover. They run the race. Race finishes at dusk. And Joseph Newgarden wins back-to-back Indy 500.
With a huge move down the front straightaway.
Exactly. So, yeah, long-windedly, I didn't know squat about IndyCar racing about 6 years ago, and now it's one of my more knowledgeable topics. So
I love it.
It just goes to show you always got to be ready.
Same with me when it comes to hockey.
Yeah.
Many years I've listened to Pat Foley call games, John Weideman. I love listening to him and a few others, but I haven't called a hockey game in 10 years. I'm going to fix that tonight with a virtual call of Edmonton and Vegas
Right.
at 10 o'clock Eastern just to get the chops ready, because I know there is something out there waiting for me where hockey is part of their season. I know this, I feel this, and I'm going to keep practicing. But you want to talk about a time where I had to deal with a party out front.
Uh-oh.
There was a state semifinal game one year when a state quarterfinal game, I beg your pardon, when the Brother Rice Crusaders hosted your Lincoln Way East Griffins. They built temporary stands
At
in
Brother
one
Rice?
of the end zones. Yes. In one of the end zones. That's how much people were wanting to come in and pay and see the game. And Victor was with me, Craig Hill was with me.
Wow.
And that whole day, we did nothing but prepare for Brother Rice and Lincoln Way East because it was the game of the night.
Yeah.
It was the game of the night. It was the state playoff game of the night. It was a quarterfinal game. And I'm thinking, how are we going to do this? Because because we're used to having games on Friday with the Catholic League, and it's always a 7:30 kickoff. No, that night it was Saturday, and it was 7 o'clock. And Craig was the first one to say we got to move everything up a half hour because of the kickoff time. So what we did was we spread our pregame show from 30. We extended, I beg your pardon, from 30 minutes to an hour because of all the notes we got that Saturday from the good guys at Lincoln Way East and all the notes we got the couple days before from Brother Rice.
And here's the crazy thing is that when we got set up, when we first got there, it was probably about quarter full, the stands were.
Yep.
By the time we finished setting everything up, which probably only took about 10 minutes, I looked up and I looked at Snowman and I said, Snowman, full. He's like,
and
what?
I looked out the window. And this is when Brother Rice had the old press box. When you had to squeeze everybody into that damn box.
Yep.
Including Mike Minervini, the longtime statistician, all the folks from Lincoln Way East, and the radio guy, I can't remember his name at the time, from Lincoln Way East, was like giving me pointers, and I was doing the same for him with names and everything. And he came in and he says, "Who's Brother Rice's voice?" I said, "You're looking at him." And he just looked at me and he smiled and he goes, "Can you help me with some of these pronunciations if I run into it?" I said, "Sure, if you do the same for me." He said, "I got you." Had a ball. Brother Rice may have lost, but had a ball that night.
What year was that?
2005.
Yeah.
2005.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a little before my time, but
It was 2005 because 2003 we had a big state semifinal game against Lockport.
yeah.
And that was crazy. Because that game produced 1,000 yards that night.
Mhm.
I've called some wild games. What was the wildest? We'll end with this, and we'll both share stories about that. What was the wildest game you've ever called?
Man, that's an easy answer. I want to take you back to July 4th, 2017. I was the play-by-play guy in Boise at the time. As mentioned, some pretty crazy bus rides out there.
Yes.
Let me preface this by saying that summer we played 76 games in 78 days. So add together the shortest bus ride is 6, longest is 14. They sent us, and this is comical, they sent us on a 2-game road trip to Eugene, which is 8 hours, by the way. So we played 2 at our place on what would have been July 2nd and 3rd. And then we played 2 at their place on July 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
And this is also pre-pitch clock. We played a 20-inning game on the 4th of July, 2017. It took 6.5 hours. What's funny, the Rockies sent us a major league rehab. We had Zach Gimiola pitching for us, who was a Rockies pitcher. He started the game, and then it's funny to look back because Eugene at the time was the affiliate of the Cubs in the Northwest League. And a bunch of guys that played that night for Eugene are guys I had the next year in South Bend. So I got to hear their side of the story of the 20-inning game. So after 9 innings, we came back and tied it, and then we went to extras. And again, this is pre-automatic runner. So there's no automatic runner at second at the time.
Yes.
So first few extra innings go by the wayside. Nobody does anything. And remember, we had played 2 games at our place in Boise before. There was no off day. So both bullpens were decimated. Completely decimated.
Done. They were cooked.
Yeah. So Eugene's catcher, his name was Teddy Payne, who was our catcher the next year in South Bend. So I got to ask him about this. This is a catcher through 4 shutout innings in extras. From the 14th through the 18th, the guy threw 4 shutout innings. He's a catcher. So we just continue and continue and continue. And eventually it gets to the 20th. Our guy, his name's JB Moss, former Texas A&M Aggie. The way we won that game was crazy. And again, we had to close out the final 3 outs on the bottom of the 20th. The game-winning hit for us was a inside the park grand slam. What? Bases loaded, ball hit to dead center, hits off the center field wall, takes a crazy hop. All 3 runs score, and then JB scores all the way around. Inside the park grand slam. And to cap it off for the night, it's July 4th, right? It's July 4th.
Oh, wow.
The game finishes at 2:10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Eugene, for whatever reason, the organization set off all their fireworks. They played on the campus of the University of Oregon. So there are people living across the street because it's on campus. It's right across the street from Monson Stadium where they played.
Yep.
They set off all the fireworks at 2 a.m. and the next morning had to issue a public apology to the people because they were fined by the city of Eugene. Boise Hawks win the ball game in 20 innings.
Oh, my gosh.
Here's my craziest game. Brother Rice and St. Rita, 2002. Now, when I got to St. Rita, it was sunny. Nothing. Okay, this is going to be a cool game. It's 79 degrees. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'm in a shirt and tie. The clouds started rolling in as I climbed up into the booth, but then they had to send me up on the roof because everybody in Chicago was covering that game. It was number 3 versus number 2. I swear to you, I did not know what was going to happen. It was 14 apiece. St. Rita just got a long play coupled with a 15-yard penalty for a face mask. Brother Rice spends a timeout. I stopped rolling and I said, please end this. I'm soaked to the bone, and I want to go home. I lost my umbrella. It's flying up 79th Street somewhere thanks to a 20-mile-an-hour gust of wind. I had to protect my equipment from the rain that was coming down. I'm getting soaked. And all I had was a trench coat with me to protect me. You know, that game went 6 overtimes?
Man.
4.5 hours later, my shoes are ruined. I'm coming downstairs. I'm getting applause from the St. Rita folks. They're like, what? I just did a game. Like, you stuck with it in those horrible conditions.
Yes.
I've been through worse.
Yes, you did.
I walked through the crowd, and you know, Catholic League football is an experience. Okay? The tailgating is a bigger experience. The tailgating is a party. All right? So I'm walking through the crowd. I'm getting ready to go to the bus. Someone stops me from the St. Rita crowd, from the St. Rita part of this. Said, "Did you call the game up on the roof?" Yes, I did. He hands me 2 plates worth of food. And then some of the parents are like, "What do you want to do?" "I want to go home and I want to go to bed." I got home. I put the food in the fridge. My dad's laughing at me because I'm soaked. And he said, "How much beer did you get?" I'm like, "They didn't give me any beer this time," until I reached in my pocket and found 4 of them. That Saturday, Victor called me. "What are you doing?" "I'm drinking beer and I'm eating food and I'm going to bed early."
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't blame him either.
No, I was about to say, boss, you know my wildest day I've had in broadcasting. To reiterate for those who weren't around, earlier in the year, Droid and I were doing kind of a cross between a watch party and commentating for the NASCAR races.
Yep.
We started the year with the Daytona debacle. 8 hours of coverage on a Monday night.
And this is after he did the Super Bowl with me.
The week prior. 3.5 hours of Super Bowl coverage. Then I back it in to 8 hours of NASCAR coverage. I don't know what I was thinking for those 8 hours. We made it work. My voice was shot. I was dragging tail in here the next day.
Yep.
But 8 hours of NASCAR from Daytona. And then we had to couple it with the Atlanta week after that with that triple finish.
Oh, gosh. There have been some wild games with us broadcasters. Brendan King, the voice of the South Bend Cubs, joining me. He also does sports for ESPN Plus. Thank you so much for coming aboard, my man. It's a pleasure, and we'd love to have you back sometime.
Pleasure's all mine, guys. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, what a pleasure. What a pleasure. Mike to Mike this morning is brought to you in part by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman to get $20 off of your first purchase. A pause. Well, before we go to a break, I have a treat for you guys. 10 p.m. tonight, it's the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll start at 9:45 with the SeatGeek face-off show.
Okay.
I can't talk this morning. Dang it. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Once again, the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Yours truly, Brian Snow, will be on the call. We'll also be monitoring Golden State and Denver. Can Golden State stop a 4-game losing streak? All right, we're done with period 2 and period 3. The mic drops. Back for period 3 after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
Your emergency, please.
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience.
Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Waiting on Mike Drop Moran to join us as we are in the midst of hour 3 of Snowman in the Morning, and been pretty smooth. I mean, yesterday got slammed with a headache, but hey, that happens to all of us.
You're not wrong.
Again, I want to apologize to everybody that was worried about me yesterday. I am fine. I am doing better, and we're rolling right along here. As I said, Mike Drop Moran.
I know something about headaches. Trust me.
We all do.
I love it.
And if you watch anything from the Cowboys, Chicago Bears, you know about headaches as well.
And
dear God.
The Los Angeles Lakers.
And Lakers as well.
And the Lakers. Listen, this past weekend, or Friday, Friday to be exact, my wife woke me up and she said, "You know what I'm going to do? That's what you're going to do, baby. I'm going to go Black Friday shopping." And immediately my eyes got big and I'm like, huh?
Right.
Why are you doing that? She says, "Oh, trust me. I know what I'm going to get. I know where I'm going to get it. It won't be that bad." I'm still worried.
Of course.
I'm still worried. She says, I'll be fine. She put on a fashion show for me. And I couldn't stop drooling. That's all I'll say.
Nice.
That's all I'll say. As much as I've talked up Jody on this show, before we did the Chicago Football Classic, I called Victor. I called my buddy James McCallum. I said, "Look, I'm coming home and I'm doing the Football Classic, and y'all are coming with me."
Mm-hmm.
Victor said something to me that's a hell of a compliment. After we left to come back here, Victor called me and he said, "I understand now." Understand what? I'm half asleep when he called me. He said, "I understand now." Understand what? The connection with you and Jody. What? He said, "The way you guys are so playful with each other and the way you talk to each other and everything." I said, "Jody's my honey. I love her dearly."
Right.
I guess, and I'm not putting Victor in this bunch, but some people just needed to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people just needed to see it, and I understand that.
Right.
I understand that. Kenneth Clark is with us. Kenneth, where are you coming in from? We want to shout you out properly. He says, "Hey, Snowman, how are you doing today? I'm doing good today. And when is your next sports live stream?" It's tonight. It's tonight, and it's a late one. It's 10 p.m. The Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. I've had so many people ask me, when are you going to do a hockey game? We know you can knock out basketball and football and baseball. When are you going to do a hockey game? Well, I'm going to test my chops tonight. with hockey, and I'm also going to test my chops with the PWHL here pretty soon. Just a matter of getting, excuse me, just a matter of getting the schedule together.
You know, speaking of that, I think somebody that we both know who knows a little something about that just arrived.
Hold on to your seats, kids. Here's Alison Moran joining us this morning. How are you doing, my dear?
Doing awesome. How about you guys?
Oh, we're doing great.
I have to ask a question. I have to ask a question.
You have a question?
I do. Miss Moran, I have to ask the question.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh, so formal. Braced.
How do you feel now that we, as the Chicago Bears group, have finally gotten rid of Matt Eberfools or Matt Eberflus after that debacle against Detroit?
The greatest Thanksgiving gift anybody ever gave us was yeah.
I gotta tell Allie this story. Jody and I were driving home from the in-laws. We didn't see the final 2 minutes. We left when there was like 10 minutes left in the game because we figured, okay, Detroit's got this wrapped up. We had a long drive home.
Yeah.
Well, we're driving home here from Columbus, Indiana. Decided to stop to get something on the way home. Got home, and Jody's already exhausted, but she has homework to do, for her grad school class. And I said, okay, she's doing homework. Someone posted the final 2 minutes on YouTube. I took a look at those 2 minutes, and the first person I called was Victor. And he must have known I was going to call, and he said, "Say it." I said, "What the hell was that?"
That was just bad.
The stupidest possible use of time that I have ever seen in a game.
Gosh.
Ever. I mean, no, don't call a timeout with how many seconds left?
40.
Give me hell. We were calling. Greg and I were calling those plays. It's like we're calling the damn timeout.
You had a timeout in your back pocket. You spent a timeout with 46 seconds remaining. Leaves you with one. You could still use the middle of the field and get in position. You were in position to kick a field goal. You take a sack, and the thing that pissed me off more than anything else, I'm not a Bear fan, okay? I openly admit it. I've been a 49er since 81. Joe Montana, thank you very much.
Of course.
But I've watched football for 4.5 decades. I've never seen that.
No.
I thought I'd seen everything with time debacles and timeout debacles and not having a timeout to use and the clock runs out. Hey, that happens to everybody, okay?
Yeah.
I have never in my life, in 4.5 decades of watching football, whether it's with my dad, whether it's with my mom, whether it's my grandpa, or whether it's with my wife, and she got in on the fun, okay? She got in on the fun. I never saw that.
It was the worst. I mean, I'll tell you, I have covered a lot of Bears games in my lifetime, and I have, and even all of Mark Trestman's bad offensive moves do not compare to bad time management. That was, I mean, it was such a no-brainer. And this guy is being paid how many millions to get the job done? I mean, I think the way he looked at it was there was a time when Caleb Williams could have thrown a pass, but those things are so risky. I mean,
thrown an incompletion for God's sake.
Yeah, and so I think he took a gamble and lost big, but but I still say that he'd proven very thoroughly over the past 5 weeks that there was no way that he should be the Bears coach for another second. And I'm glad they're moved on. I'm glad they've got this guy in now. I don't know, time will tell what's going to happen with the former offensive coordinator, but we'll see. We'll just see what happens over the next few weeks.
Waldron, when the Bears brought in Shane Waldron from Seattle, and I got word, I got wind of that.
Yeah.
And I said, the Bears hired who as their offensive coordinator? I looked this guy up, and he's coming from Seattle.
Yeah.
I told Snowman after the game finally concluded, I texted Snowman. I said, Monday morning, we are getting into the Bears decision making. No exceptions. The Bears are on the hot seat.
I said, I said, and I told Victor, I said, you're leading off. With that on Monday, and we all got a piece of that, and we still got more to do when it comes to the Bears tomorrow, because we don't know how they're going to perform against a beat up 49er team.
You know what?
Let me say this honestly. You got a beat up 49er team that has only half their pieces, including Christian McCaffrey going back on the IR. I still got a feeling the 49ers are going to hang 40 points on them, even with just what they have.
Yeah,
they got enough. I mean, they've got just barely enough, but we'll see how our new coach is going to unify the locker room, because that was one of the key problems was that the Bears have one thing that's impressed me over the last few weeks has been that they have been able to come back from almost impossible odds to actually make themselves competitive. Now, their biggest problem has been in those final closing seconds when everything's on the line and you can throw, you can do a pass, you can do a quarterback sneak, you can do a whole bunch of different things. But the thing is that they are really going to need to focus in. This game is very winnable. I mean, this game is absolutely winnable if the locker room remains, if they become in sync. They if the new coach can get them all not against the coach, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because they've got a chance. They've got a big chance, but we'll see.
Speaking of chances, the Golden State Valkyries draft is December 6th.
That's right.
It's coming up. I'm going to cover it live. I'm going to bring Allie in with me and
make
these picks. And you got some predictions of who they could draft. Let's hear them.
Yeah. Well, let's remind everybody that this is the first expansion draft that's since 2008. That was when the Atlanta Dream came into being. And since then there has been no expansion. So this is a big and fun time for the WNBA. And understand that the Golden State Valkyries are allowed to get one player per team. And so USA Today and I seem to agree on a lot of these picks. So let's go to it. All right. The Atlanta Dream is going to give up Haley Jones. She's a guard. She's also a Bay Area native. Brian, you'd better write this down just to see. And what we can do is we can compare and see how right I was, along with USA Today. Okay. Now, she was used as a point guard but in her Atlanta days, but she's much better as a shooting guard. So and so she really struggled with the dream, and I think that it's a great pick. Now, Chicago Sky, my fave, my home team, Dana Evans. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye to our favorite
Dana Evans is gone.
Yep, she is a restricted free agent. One biggest problem was that she was a starter. She was relegated to the bench when Marina Mabry came in, and she really has struggled with the chemistry between her, Camila Cardoso, Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter. I say, and I still say, and you know my famous mic drop moment, re-sign the bitch, Kennedy Carter. She's found her groove
right away.
Yep. Kennedy Carter found her groove. She's got good chemistry with Angel Reese. She's got great chemistry with Camila Cardoso. You can't separate those three now.
No.
So, so Dana Evans is the most expendable of any of, and really Dana needs a change of scenery. She just needs it, and I think that she'll be very happy there.
Okay.
Now moving on to the Connecticut Sun, going with Veronica Burton because she is not Dewana Bonner. You know, but she's a reserved free agent this year, and she'll be a really good addition because she'll get more playing minutes, first of all, in Golden State than she ever would. Connecticut Sun is so deep at so many positions. The Sun is inches from being back in the finals, you know. They are just inches away. So let's hope that. All righty, let's move on to the Dallas Wings now. Kalani Brown, say bye-bye.
See you later.
The center. Yep. She is let's say she averaged 11.7 points over the season, but she is more expendable than Satu Sabali or Tira McCowan. So the thing is that there are a lot of folks that the Wings need to hang on to because they had a losing season, but they're going to have to do some. Their core has been relatively good, so they only need a bit to get themselves back in playoff contention. So because of that, Kalani Brown is the most expendable of those individuals. So the Indiana Fever, let's move Caitlin Clark out, right? let her become the goddess of the Valkyries.
Leave her alone, okay?
That'll never happen.
That takes 40 games. That takes 40 games off of me and Allie's schedule, and we're not with that.
Right?
Exactly.
That's 40 games. That's 40 games off the schedule. I don't want to even think about that right now.
Exactly. No, it's going to be Demiris Dantas. She's a forward to remind everybody. Now she had an MCL injury and therefore is the most expendable of the group. And it looks at this point as if Kelsey Mitchell is going to stay in the lineup. And so that was the one that I was most worried about. And so, Yeah,
we both were in covering
yes.
in covering the Fever. We had to keep that backcourt together.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. Now they get a full off season together.
Yeah,
They all get time to rest. Everyone gets time to rest. We get through this free agent draft, and then you got Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark reuniting for another season. They got a season under their belt. Stephanie White is their coach.
Yeah, 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 that's going to be a great rivalry with Liberty. It's going to be it's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to it. And if I'm remembering correctly, the WNBA sent out their schedules yesterday, and
so I'm knee deep in schedules right now.
I know you are.
Three teams I'll cover: Indiana, Chicago, and now Golden State. I am knee deep in schedule.
Right.
I know you are. And I believe the All-Star game is going to be in Indianapolis this year.
Yep. And I am begging everybody there for 2 press passes, at least 2.
Right.
All right.
Give me a couple press passes, and we'll be good. I got my request in already.
I do
have
to cover the Fever this year. I want to send a request to them to be their play-by-play voice.
I do have another question, and I want to take this to something that I don't think we talked about, which is women's boxing, because I know that a couple Fridays ago, everyone was really big on Mike Tyson on Jake Paul.
Yeah.
That Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano fight?
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't cover and haven't covered much in the way of women's boxing as a general rule, but I know enough about it to be dangerous, and I'd say look out for Katie Taylor.
Yeah,
Nice.
It was a vicious fight back and
Yeah.
forth. It was entertaining.
I didn't see it. Yeah, tell me about it.
It was one of the more entertaining fights of the night. Back and forth all the way. Amanda had got some really good shots in the early round, but Kay was able to hold on. And then of course, Amanda suffered a really nasty cut on her eyelid, almost like it was about to peel off. It was really tough to look at. But these women were just so adamant, they were really in their boxing, and I'm like, I wonder, there needs to be a little bit more spotlight on the women's boxing scene as well.
You're right about that. There has never been quite the spotlight on women's boxing, women's wrestling, things like that, and women's volleyball for that matter. I mean, such incredible sport.
I'm gonna fix that.
A wise idea.
I got all kinds of plans to fix that.
I know you do, and the thing is, the men in my life express such surprise when women display aggression, and that shouldn't be the case, because hell, I've been a Spitfire. I'm a Spitfire, for God's sakes.
I've covered women's sports since 1995. I'm one of the few men in her life that ain't surprised, because I've seen it.
Yeah, it's so funny, because it's women, since the advent of Title IX over 50 years ago, have been that kind of aggressive, and they have been how do I want to say, taught into being that kind of aggressive. And this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody under the age of 35 that that women can be aggressive, that they trash talk, that they're in, that they can get as violent as any man out there, And I mean, I was taught out of it, when I was a kid, it was always, oh, come on, don't do that. You women are polite. Girlies are polite. And I'm going,
ladylike, right?
Screw that.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Allie. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
I heard the same teachings from my mother, even up until my first year broadcasting volleyball, which was 1997.
Good Lord.
My mother kept saying the same thing about women being aggressive. They can't. They can't be. They can't be aggressive. I look at my mother and go, "You want to bet?"
They absolutely.
And this was after my first year covering women's basketball at Chicago State. The 96-97 seasons when I did basketball and I coupled it with volleyball. And, women can't be that aggressive.
I think.
Oh yeah.
I think like we know, like they know women can be aggressive, but it's one of the few times where you see them actually like in a contact physical sport like boxing.
Exactamundo.
Sure.
Like you
but look
see
how
mentality in basketball, absolutely.
Yeah. But look how long has it been since Clint Eastwood made $1 Million Baby? I mean, look at that's been well over 20 years, and you saw just a little piece of that world.
Yeah.
And it was aggressive. People do fight dirty. It shouldn't. I mean, that's a generation.
It shouldn't be a surprise at all.
No. And
but why is it still, Allie, such a surprise when they see that? In your opinion, why do you think it's still such a surprise?
I think it's just what people have grown up with for, and they're breeding that girls still are some kind of, how do I want to say, that girls are somehow supposed to be demure. I think that there's.
That's what I was going for too. That's exactly what I was going for.
Yep, and the thing is that I didn't never realized how lucky I was to grow up with parents who told me that I could do anything I wanted to do, and then I run up against the River Forest Park District who tells me that I can't play t-ball. I can't be in Little League.
Right. Say no more.
But
been there.
I think
Say no more.
I guest lectured for a now retired professor at Columbia College, and one of the women asked me, one of the students asked me about whether if there were ever going to be a time that women would be truly accepted as just another person in the locker room or in the booth, and Howard Schlossberg was his name, and he interjected. He said, "More people like me have to die."
The reason why I came up with this, because I mean, also, I don't think we're that far from when Leia Ali used to dominate.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah. About 15, 20 years.
Right.
Leia
Ali, Ronda Rousey, still remember?
Yeah.
Dominating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Women can fight. Women can definitely
Women can fight.
Oh, women
can fight.
Women are dirty.
Women can fight.
They are dirty. They're dirty bitches. I tell you.
Jody played dirty with me one day when I was working on something here in the office. She comes by and she takes my headset off and she giggles. And I'm like, she won't do that again. Put my headset back on. 5 minutes later, headset comes down again. And she walked away, and of course, as she's walking away, I'm drooling. I'm like, okay, let me stop. I put the headset back on. This is where Jody played dirty. Now she knows I am very ticklish. I was knee deep in editing something, and she snuck in here while I'm cursing at the screen because something didn't act right. And she snuck in here while my arms were up like this and right under the armpits, and she tickled me and I jumped. Then have been so many times Jody has fought dirty, even on the air. Even when the guys hear her on the air. Oh dear God, yes.
Yep.
Greg has called me a devil woman at times as well. Just because it's very appropriate. I'll leave it at that.
There'll be so many times, and I'm hoping Allie one day will be around when Jody sneaks up on me here in studio, because she's gonna do it, and I know she is. Whenever she's off, she's gonna sneak up on me here in studio, and sometimes she'll peek in. Shane has seen this. She'll peek in and go, "Mister, what are you doing?" And I lose it.
She caught us all off guard a couple of weeks back.
Yes.
Oh yes.
The debut of the commissioner.
When the commissioner made his debut, and I had laid on a thick Southern accent, and I put the costume on. The next thing I hear from Jody, I married a man from Chicago, not from the backwoods of Mississippi, and we all lost it.
We all lost it.
After she also said some choice words after that.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
I signed off. I went in the kitchen and was laughing my head off.
Man.
And she said, "I hope it wasn't too rude." I'm like, "Baby, you sold the show." Okay.
Yeah.
I told her, "Baby, you stole the show with that." And
I love that.
She says, "You're not mad that I came in?" I'm like, "Are you kidding? You're part of the." I told Jody a long time ago, "You met my guys. You're a part of the crew now."
Absolutely.
Exactly. Absolutely. Oh my God. Absolutely.
Jody
love that.
Jody is such a sweetheart. And
See?
she's been the one that's been giving me the hint to cover more women's sports, which I am doing.
I love that woman. I love that woman. Never let her go. Never, 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 never. Yeah.
See that?
I love that.
This is a permanent talus.
I'm so glad. Yes.
This is a permanent talus, because this woman has rescued me 3 separate times.
I'm gonna ask you guys this question too, because you guys just talked about the All-Star game for the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Can we expect to see Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry too?
I would love that.
I would.
I'd pay for that.
I would love to see that. I think it would be perfect. And you want to know something, if you don't mind my continuing on. I remember suggesting the same thing to the late great Les Grobstein, back when I was doing our show on WKRS back in between 2009 and 2012. And one thing that that he said was, "Are you crazy? This girl, they'd kill the woman. They'd pulverize them." And I said, "Don't be so sure." Well, at least their egos would get bruised. I'm going, so what? So what? And there's not a chance.
Right. I got mad when they were saying, well, like and the thing is, like, they did it from the men's line. She should have did it. How would she do if she was from the women's line? I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
She did that well against the men at the men's line.
Yep.
Exactly.
And only won by 3 points.
Right.
Yeah.
And he had to hit his last shot to win it.
Yes.
He had to hit his last shot to win. Oh, that was so much fun. That was the only part of All-Star Weekend, I beg your pardon, that I watched.
Right.
I will make another prediction. This year, if they do have the contest, she's going to win.
I wouldn't
be surprised.
I was surprised.
I would not be surprised. You know, we talked about here. They should reenact the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, and have them go against the Splash Sisters, Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark.
Love it.
That would be
love
nice.
it.
I would.
That would sell tickets.
I would be so in attendance at Chase Center for that.
Right.
I would be begging everybody for a few press passes so I can bring the crew with me. We all go to San Francisco. We see that, then we leave and go eat somewhere.
I love it. I love it. And then we can go back to my brother's house in San Francisco. And Roger, we're coming over.
Hey Roger, I got a bunch for you. You better cook some things.
He'll be happy to. He'll grill. I promise.
Sweet.
He's got a beautiful gas grill in his backyard, so we could do that. Should we finish up on my predictions in the time that we have left?
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do that. Let's go with the Minnesota Lynx. Say goodbye to Alyssa Pilley.
Oh.
The forward. Yep. Because the Lynx are so deep in so many places. And the one problem with Alyssa is that she just doesn't have the speed that that the other forwards have. I mean, so it's possible that with better conditioning and maybe more time, she'll be able to get a little more, get her skills into fruition with more of what a championship team takes. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's go. Also, the LA Sparks, Lee Giroux. She stepped in as at center after Cameron Brink had gone down with that injury, but Cameron's been working hard and looking good, and she's going to be back next season with a vengeance. So
I can't wait to see Cameron Brink.
She is going.
Cameron Brink.
She is, she had so much potential, and to go down the way she did I mean, that was tragic. I could have seen her in deep contention for Rookie of the Year if it hadn't been for that.
Cameron Brink and Caitlin Clark in the race to Rookie of the Year for me, and then Brink went down with that injury, and that hurt. It hurt me because I was waiting to see how Cameron Brink was going to bring the Sparks along. Who else you got in your dispersal?
Got the New York Liberties, got Kayla Thornton, I say, at forward. She's, again, the team's deep. And Leonie Fiebich, the cute little German girl who made an incredible splash during the playoffs and helped them in big ways through the championship. There's no reason why they couldn't do that. But Kayla Thornton is just expendable. And more than any other player on that team. And so interestingly enough, with the Phoenix Mercury, I'm saying Celeste Taylor, the guard. She is. It's bad because this poor girl's been on 3 teams in her rookie season, and it's a troublesome thing. She plays solid defense, but the Mercury is a team. I mean, let's not forget that Diana Taurasi is still not retired.
Nope.
She's not retired. Brittany Griner is not going anywhere. Let's put it that way. She's not going anywhere either. And Celeste Taylor did not get that many minutes to play in the last season, and so she really needs to be on a team where she can shine a little, where she gets more minutes to play, and we'll see. Now, the Seattle Storm has another interesting possibilities. There's 3 that are possibles here: Sammy Whitcomb, Victoria Vivians, or Mercedes Russell. Take your pick. They have all shown themselves vulnerable, and any one of them would work.
I'm going with Mercedes Russell.
You think so?
There's just something about Mercedes Russell that would fit that team.
Yeah.
I think a new start for her would be huge.
It would be. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jewel Lloyd is going to be around for like 50 years, so there's no way she'll be around for a long time. But yeah, and I mean the core group is terrific there, so that's what I'm thinking. Finally, the Washington Mystics. You've got Brittany Sykes. That's my prediction. Mostly because as a guard, she's aging. Let's put it that way. She's aging, but her age and her experience is going to be a real asset. And it'll help that young team. And the Mystics are kind of a mess right now anyway. Okay. So she could use a time where she could actually be of help, help build a team. Eventually she might even become a coach. That's my guess. So I'm thinking that for Brittany Sykes, a change of pace is going to be good for her.
Yeah.
So that's that would be where I think everybody's going to go. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to be glued to the screen.
I'm going to be glued
Thursday
to
night.
this screen over here and this one in front of me when we do live coverage of that draft. And we got a boogie. Allie, always a pleasure, my dear. Thank you so much for popping on.
This was great.
This is great. This was
love y'all.
All right. Thank you much, dear. Love you very much. Thank you.
Take care. You have a great week.
Thank you. How can you go wrong with a little mic drop Moran to close things out?
Exactly, man.
That's our first 3 hour. That's our first 3 hour show. It's complete, and it went very, very smooth.
It really
I think
did.
it's going to be even smoother than that. By the way, this is on the way. This Saturday, I'll explain as the week goes along. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. So long, everybody. Don't forget tomorrow, Bronzexual Confessions. Lots of them for hour 3. We're out of here.
Rob Manfred, quit screwing up baseball.
Please.